Hi there. I've decided to make an updated video on the registration process and the documentation in Cared4. Things have changed recently. At one time it was quite acceptable maybe to submit 4 documents plus others followed up on an email to your CQC inspector. What has changed is it is not now a single inspector who is looking at the documents, but a team of inspectors who are looking at these documents and evaluating around about a dozen documents for critical content. What that means is they have a sheet or an assessment form and they're looking for specific elements in either policies or forms that must be present before they advance you through the pre-registration stage and put you forward to be visited by an inspector for the registration process. This has been a particular challenge lately, but we have addressed this in a very positive way. So I'm about to show you that now. What we did was we created a Betal pre-registration pack. What I have on my screen at the moment is our master site. We have a specific registration folder, and in there is a few folders and subfolders. If I open this folder here, we'll come to the Betal registration pack, and I will come to statements in a few minutes. That's also important as part of the registration process. So let's go to the registration pack first of all and show you how we've met these challenges. This first document, pre-registration assessment, I've opened this up previously, and what we've done is created this document. This is a little bit of an explanation and preface, and now we get to a table format that identifies around about a dozen documents that CQC are inspecting against for critical content. So I'm going to briefly scroll through and then come back to an example. We have a business plan. That's what CQC will be looking at as part of your pre-registration submission. A care governance document, mental capacity policy, a care plan, medication management, safeguarding policy, statement of purpose, and finally a staff training and induction. So let me just come out of this, we'll go to the top of this document on page 2 and show you how things work and exactly how the CQC are evaluating the documentation with this new method. As I say, they have this form which evaluates, I think it's over 50 elements of content that are critical in passing that service on for the full registration process. So this first one here is the business plan. There are a number of elements here, 8, 9, and I'm just going to refer to 2 of them just as an example. So the team of CQC inspectors, there's no longer a single inspector, but a team will collect together your documents and evaluate them for this critical content. So a couple of examples might be, does the business plan refer to an executive summary? So the business plan is DC 116 in Cared4, and if we look at section 10 we will see the executive summary. Now back online, this is the registration pack. Here's the business plan, so we would open that up, and at the bottom of the screen that first point was saying, does the business plan refer to an executive summary? This is the executive summary in the index, and if I scroll all the way down to section 10 then we'll start to see the executive summary, which is here by the way and over the page. So without the executive summary your document would be dismissed and you wouldn't be put forward for full registration with an inspector. Let's go back now to just one more point, and it's just as an example, just to give you a feel for what we are doing here, is there an organisational structure visible within that business plan? If it's not there, this document won't be passed. So, of course, we're in the business plan still, and page 3 of the business plan will show us the organisational structure. So I'm going to scroll back up to page 3, and there it is there. Now, just one note of caution, amongst all of these documents, there are areas where you will have to fill them in personally. For instance, obviously you would have to put the name of your service here, and then the different personnel would go on this tree-like structure of the organisational chart, organisational structure. And that really is what has changed in a nutshell. But at the moment, this is extremely challenging. Obviously for applicants registering, and also for companies who are presenting documents for registration, such as ourselves. So let me just draw a line under this at the moment, and I'm going to collapse this subfolder. And the final thing I want to say is, as part of your registration process, the CQC require you to submit descriptive statements of how you're going to provide your service under the 5 following areas. Is the service safe? Is the service effective? Caring, responsive and well-led are the other areas. And what we've done to support you in your registration application is give you template statements. These statements were written by a former consultant and former principal inspector rather, and consultant. So what we're expecting is for applicants to take safety issues, for instance, risk, safeguarding, infection control, medication restraint, etc. Make the documents their own. Put that slant of their service, personalise these statements to the application. And that, I believe, is in section 5 of the current application. So, all in all, I really think we're providing a robust package to assist with pre-registration stroke registration of your domiciliary care business. Without this level of detail, you will not be able to register. And here at Betal, we're providing a very robust response in terms of a registration or pre-registration pack headed up by an evidence table referring to document and specific location of evidence, and also providing descriptive statements as part of your registration application. So thank you for that, and that ends this video.